Hey guys, what's up? It's Emmy and I'm back with a brand new video. So as you can see by the title, it is going to be about my very first tattoo. So I'm actually going to divide this video into a few different sections. The first is going to be showing you guys my tattoo, talking about the meaning and how I came up with the tattoo design. The second is going to be talking about my experience at the tattoo shop and booking the appointment, all that stuff. And the third is going to be frequently asked questions such as, did it hurt, what's the aftercare like, all that stuff. So if you're only interested in one of those sections, I have in the description some time markers, but I'd really love for you guys to stay for the entire video. So without further ado, let's get on to the video. So my tattoo is on my left arm. I'll show it to you. Hopefully it's focusing enough. So it says fearless across it, and it has like a little cross right here. So when I put my arm down, it's kind of also in the shape of a cross. So my tattoo actually has two different meanings for me. The first one is a religious meaning. I've been Christian Catholic my entire life. My religion is something that I've always considered very important to me. So I always knew I wanted my first tattoo to have some religious significance to me. So the word fearless, in part to me, means don't be scared of anything, because if God brought you to it, He'll bring you out of it, and God's got your back, basically, is the first meaning. And the second meaning is a bit more personal to me. It's not something that I tell absolutely everyone. Usually if someone asks what my tattoo means, I basically just say it has religious significance to me. But since I'm making a whole sit-down video about my tattoo, I might as well tell you guys. So I've struggled with social anxiety my entire life. So I went through periods of time where I would be very to myself. I wouldn't do anything on weekends. If I didn't have to go to school, I'd be like alone in my bedroom. And I still enjoy some days like that. Anything such as parties, social things, even sometimes school or work would give me a lot of anxiety. So I used to avoid them altogether other than school and work. But recently I've been trying to push myself to go do those things because they actually end up being a lot of fun most of the time. So the word fearless is always inspirational to me because it inspires me to get out there and try more things, even if I might be scared to do so. For this tattoo, I was actually inspired by something I saw on Pinterest a lot, and that is like the roses that the stem turns into a word. I'll show you some examples up here. Now, I always thought this was so beautiful. I always loved the idea of that tattoo, but I didn't want to steal the idea. And also, like I said, I wanted my tattoo to have some religious significance. So I came up with the idea of turning the flower into a cross. And yeah, then I just kind of experimented with different words that meant a lot to me. Like some of my options were purpose, agape, different words with some religious significance to me. And the one that I liked the most ended up being fearless. I thought it was the perfect amount of letters. And also, like I said, it was able to relate to my social anxiety as well. So it made the tattoo even more significant to me. So after I came up with my tattoo, I knew what I wanted to get. I decided to look into different artists in my area. So I went on the websites of the shops around me, and I looked at the Instagram pages of the artists, and I also read all the reviews. So I found a guy who was very good at writing, so I decided to go with him. Now, I imagine a lot of people for smaller tattoos such as mine just walk in, take anyone to do their tattoo, but I feel like that's where a lot of mistakes happen. I want to be comfortable with who is doing my tattoo and really know that they're going to do a good job. So even though my tattoo is small, and if you're thinking of getting a small tattoo, I recommend still doing research on the artists. So after I had chosen my artist, I went into the shop and I showed the receptionist my design. I asked around how much time it would take, the cost, everything like that, and I set up the appointment with the artist. Now, I was really lucky because he actually had a month or two waiting list, but he had a cancellation for the next day, and it was like the perfect time slot to do my tattoo, so I was lucky to get that, and that was that. The receptionist was actually pretty rude to me, so I was a little worried to get my tattoo after that. I was like, oh, I hope the tattoo artist is nice. And the receptionist was telling me that like I would need to definitely make my tattoo bigger and that I couldn't get it as small as I have it now. But when I met with the artist the day after, he told me that wasn't true. So I was very happy to have chosen him. He made a few suggestions, such as making the loops on like the E and L bigger so that they don't close up as much. So I took those suggestions, but other than that, he didn't make me change my design at all. I also had to put down a deposit of around $40 before getting my tattoo, and that was later deducted from the cost afterwards. So, on to the frequently asked questions that I get asked a lot from my friends, people I know, and that I feel like you guys would be interested in knowing if you're looking at getting your first tattoo. So the first question is obviously, does it hurt? And yeah, it definitely hurt. It feels like, what I would compare it to is like deep cat scratches that don't stop. I would give it maybe a 5 or 6 out of 10. It definitely hurt, but it was bearable. And it definitely hurt more as he was like getting closer to my wrist. Like the forearm area didn't hurt much at all, but when he was getting close to my wrist, that's when it really started to hurt. The second question is about the aftercare, and I was actually given a whole paper, so I'm just going to read that to you guys. But if your tattoo artist tells you something different, obviously go with what they say because they know how their tattoos heal best. So it says, let's go to the English side. To keep the tattoo bandage on, you know, the clear plastic they put after you get the tattoo on, if you can, overnight, but if not, at least 12 to 24 hours. Then remove the bandage and wash with warm water in mild unscented soap, such as Pure Sand or Simple Cleanse. I personally use Ivory, but you can use whatever one you want. And then pat. Do not rub the tattoo dry using a clean paper towel. Never rebandage the tattoo. Then with clean hands, apply a thin layer of tattoo aftercare ointment and remove any excess with a dry paper towel. And the cream should be applied 2 to 4 times a day for the first week and 1 to 2 times a day for the second week, and never pick at the tattoo. Once healed, use sunscreen on the tattoo to keep it from fading. My tattoo only took about 4 weeks to heal, but it's different for everyone and different depending on your tattoo. I'm actually gonna insert some pictures of my tattoo throughout the healing process so you could see what it looks like the night after I got it, as it was healing, etc. If blood or anything like that creeps you out, you might want to look away for the next 10 seconds or so, and I'll see you back. The third question I get a lot is if the tattoo hurts afterwards, like what it feels like after you get the tattoo. And for me, for, I don't know, maybe a few hours or so, it felt like a bad sunburn, but other than that, it didn't hurt at all afterwards. Another question I get a lot is if I want more tattoos, and yes, I definitely do. I got this tattoo a couple months ago. I wanted to wait until I was sure it was fully healed to make this video, but I've already decided on my next tattoo, so hopefully I'll be getting that very soon. And when I have maybe a few different ones, I'll make another video showing those to you guys. But yeah, I definitely want more tattoos. I love tattoos, and I had a great experience with the first one, so I definitely want more. So I think that's it for the video. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. I'd be glad to answer them for you guys. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up and don't forget to comment and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!